Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're in Nedarim, page 29, which discusses the laws of marriage. We know that when it comes to a man who is getting married, it's necessary for him to give something of monetary value and say the declaration of Hariyat Mikudeshetli, that you are betrothed to me, and then it's considered to be a kedushin. Now the reality is that in addition to potentially giving money, you could also instead give her a document. And you can give her a physical document that says those words, that they're betrothed, that they're married, and even if it doesn't necessarily have monetary value, so the law is that it will work as well. They're considered to be legally married according to Torah law. Now the Talmud here makes a distinction, though, between marrying a woman with money versus marrying her with a document. In a situation where you would say to a woman, marry me, but I only want it to actually be valid after 30 days. So even though he's saying this now, but he wants the actual marriage to take place only after 30 days. So the law is that will work because that stipulation is a valid one. The question is, does she need to still have that money in her hands when the 30-day mark arrives? And on this, the Talmud says it's not necessarily. Even in the event that she spent all this money, the law is that they are still considered to be married. Just as long as at the time of the actual declaration, when he gave her this money, it was of value, of the minimal amount, as is discussed in the different Gemara and Kedushin, then it's valid. Even if afterwards she spends it, it's still considered to be a valid marriage, even though, again, after those 30 days. However, the Ran tells us this is not the case, interestingly enough, when it comes to this document. When it comes to the document, if for whatever reason, let's say the document within those 30 days got burnt, got destroyed somehow, so we say that they are no longer considered to be married, because it has to be that this document, which again is not based on anything of any monetary value, it has to be something that is in existence at the actual time of when that 30 days comes in. However, when it comes to giving money, in that situation, it's not necessary. Even if she would have spent it, it's certainly okay. And therefore, we can understand, of course, nowadays we think of engagement as giving an engagement ring. Truthfully, the kedushin process takes place under the chuppah, and it's actually what we call the wedding ring, which is given under the canopy. The man gives this to the woman, and that is the first stage of kedushin. The reality is, though, that if, let's say, it gets lost, so are they still considered married? If you don't have your wedding ring, you don't wear your wedding ring, but if, let's say, you just lost it, does that somehow retroactively cause that your marriage is no longer valid until you get another wedding ring? Certainly not. So we see this concept here, but it's also in general that if instead of giving a ring, they would have given something of any other monetary value, if afterwards it's lost, the marriage still goes on.